welcome back everyone. I'm just going to head out the back. I've got this big bag of used coffee grounds that I've left outside well before winter, and it's just been sitting out in the elements, getting the rain and whatnot over all this time. I had noticed there was some worms in there, so I thought I'm going to go out and tip it out and see actually what is in the bin. Had the worms left the bin? Have they bred up in there? I have no idea, but I know they love coffee grounds. So if you want to come and see what's in the bin, just follow me. Seem to have a lot of these black beetles and slaters just underneath this bag here. This was my coffee grounds bag, but can you see all the worms congregated under there? So I'm going to scoop those ones out. It's just about going to rain, so I thought I'll just come out and just move this coffee bag because I know there was actually quite a few worms in that during winter. This coffee grounds has been sitting outside in this bag throughout the whole of winter, and some of it's gone quite hard, but that will just soften up once it gets some bit of water on it or something, and it gets actually quite moist and clay-like down there. Oh, there's a few slugs there. Get them out. There's another one there. So obviously lots of things love eating coffee grounds, and can already see some worms in here. So I'll just come and quickly scoop these out because I don't want to get my Osmo Pocket 3 wet. So I'll just scoop out what I can. So I'll just pop this in the wheelbarrow. So I'm going to tip it up as best I can with one hand. So we've got some worms right down in this moist part down the bottom. So obviously it's where all the rainwater's come in, and they've just moved right down. I can just scoop out these worms out of this beautiful, almost looks like worm castings, but it's just used coffee grounds. Oops, all the slugs can go out. We don't want those in there. So I'm not going to separate the worms out of it. I just wanted to see what was in here, and I can grab a few if they're just sort of appearing there. Oh, lovely. I'm just going to probably spread this around my garden as well, but I'll grab what I can of these worms, and I will chuck them in the hungry bin. There's lots of little tiny baby ones here too, so obviously they've been breeding up in here. There he goes. Yeah, probably see there's quite a few tiny little ones in there. So obviously this has been a really good breeding ground for them because they're just so tiny, and yet this is all they've been living in. I'm going to go through and just pick out the slugs. Yeah, these are good size worms here. Oh yeah, you can probably see there. There's a few cocoons there too. So can you see those nice little round balls there? If I can get a good close up without being too blurry. So yeah, good few cocoons in there. And I can see some more cocoons. So we're doing pretty well here. I haven't really had to do anything with this. Just tiny, tiny little ones. quite a few these little slugs that like to enjoy the coffee as well, and yet it's supposed to deter snails, so I thought slugs would have been deterred from the coffee grounds. I'm just amazed that the worms just absolutely lived in this. I mean, it is a green, so oops, I found another little cocoon. Hopefully you can hear me okay. It's just started to rain. I am in the shed on my tin roof. Not sure if you can see that. It's really hard to sort of see what you're doing on a tiny little screen. It's not till you get inside and do your editing that you go, oh, that was a bit blurry. That's not one, that's a different type of worm. That was some European millipede or something. So this is, if I can just get around here, this is the same consistency you'd get from worm castings, and it sort of smells like coffee, but also then again it does smell a little bit like, it doesn't have that coffee smell to it. Maybe it is partly castings, because I probably have been living in here for about 6 or 8 months. Because all this can go into the hungry bin as well, so I was going to put some coffee grounds in there, but there's just so many little tiny ones. This has been an absolute little breeding ground. Maybe you can kind of get that. I'll just move it over here. It's just, I can just see hundreds of little tiny wisps. So I've got this little, looks like a little cocoon here. It's definitely not a worm cocoon. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it into a little container along with a little bit of this coffee grounds. And I'm just going to see if it hatches and what is inside it. It'll be interesting to see. I haven't seen a cocoon like this before. Oops, I've just dropped it. There we go. No, I've got it. Oh, so I'm really happy just to see what was inside the big bag of coffee grounds. That was sitting outside all winter. I've got another container here, a big bucket, and that was kept dry, so pretty sure there wouldn't be any worms in that one. So obviously it's good to know that they can actually just live in coffee grounds. So it is a form of food for them. It's nitrogen, and even though it's a brown, it's classed as a green, and the worms absolutely love coffee grounds. If you really want to kind of breed your worms up, just put them in a big container of just pure used coffee grounds that's been cooled down. So I'm just going to have a fluff around in this bin. I'm going to tip all those new worms plus the extra coffee grounds in here. I'm going to pop that into the hungry bin. Oh yeah, they're loving it. They're loving that. I did pop some rice in there as well. And we'll just give it a bit of a mix around, just to break up some of this straw. It's still nice and moist. I'm going to be going to the garden centre. I'm just going to go and buy another bag of mushroom compost. I might even grab a bag of cow manure as well. So, got a good stir up. I'll just pop all these in. Get out those little stragglers. I should feel right at home in here. So we'll just head to the garden centre and I'll grab a bag of mushroom compost, and I'll also grab cow manure, 1 bag of that, and try not to pick up any plants on the way out. So we'll just head off there now. what a beautiful colours they are. Probably not the best quality. I mean, all the leaves do have all these marks on them. Yeah, what they want? They want $10 for those. Oh, just keep walking, just keep walking. Oh, look at these beautiful zinnias. Oh, what are they? $14. Quite advanced, but they are beautiful. Nope, 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 don't buy any. Hmm. Okay, I think my mushroom compost is here. I'll just get one bag of that. Oh, can't seem to find the cow manure. Not in the normal spot. So it used to be along this part here, but it doesn't seem to be here. It does say manures. Okay. Try and have another look. We've got sheep manure there. Don't want that. Ah, I've walked straight past it. So here's the organic cow manure. So I'll grab one of those ones. Yeah, so I'm not really sort of too confident when I buy bags of potting mix and stuff, because I just find like they just put too much bark in it, and that just really bulks it up. And you're not really left with a lot, so your plants are trying to then grow through kind of barky soil, and yeah, it probably doesn't really help when they're only sort of new little seedlings and they're just trying to get their roots, and it's a bit rough on them, I think. What do you think? Ah, that is one other thing I do need to get, so I might just grab another bag of wetter soil. I like to get the granular bags of it. So I did get this one last time, so I might just grab another one of those. So I'm just going to put a little bit of cow manure in here. I don't want to put too much in. It is quite a strong smell, especially if it's going to be in kind of an enclosed bin. So I'm just going to put some in there. I'll just try and scoop some of that out. Oopsie. And I'll mix that through there. I'll just keep topping it up with some mushroom compost and some this cow manure, just alternatively. And just let them sort of settle into that to make sure it's not too dry or anything. I'll make sure there's enough moisture in there for them. I'll just mix all that up. Some nice food in there. Yeah, they're liking that. I start working from the top to the bottom kind of thing, just aerating it out, make sure it's not getting too compact. I might just break up that lettuce a little bit more. I should freeze this. Once you freeze it, it kind of tends to break down. All the water releases out of it. Right. I'll just pop a little bit of mushroom compost in as well. I'll just put a bit more mushroom compost in. think the straw has just held on to a little bit more moisture than I wanted it to be. So I've just mixed that in. They probably think they're on holidays now, they've got another home. Just try and cover up the food scraps. That's my little container. I've put that little cocoon in, so it will be interesting to see if it hatches. So I'll keep an eye on that one. I'll hopefully enjoyed that video. Just a little bit more insight into what types of foods that the worms love. And yeah, if you like this one, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye for now.